satisfied. Nice work if you can get it, and you can get it.
Welcome back, career coach Bonnie Monage, employment attorney Daryl Sincooley, and employment strategist Rick Gillis. All right, we have Robert with us this morning. Good morning, Robert. Where are you at? There you are. Okay, what's your question?
Good morning. I work in the Houston Ship Channel, okay? My question is this. If you're on a job, and say it's like a technical job, and there's an accident, you get terminated, okay? When you apply for another job in that field, how do you explain that?
Okay, so it was an accident that was caused?
Well, because I work in the Ship Channel, right? You see accidents every day now. Look, they're accidents. People are not actually intentionally doing these things, right? But whenever you're moving the kind of tonnage that we move, there's going to be accidents and there's going to be damages. Now, when this occurs, okay, they do an investigation. Okay, now what happens is if the insurance drops you, you get terminated. Now, when you move on to another position, or you're trying to get another position, how would you explain this?
Okay, you know, there's explaining it, and also, I'm just going to add on to that, what can employers, previous employers, really say to prospective employers about this guy caused an accident, or what can you say? So first answer his question, then I want to get to that back part.
Yeah, so to answer your question, I mean, employers, as we said earlier, Texas is an at-will employment state. So that means an employer can terminate an employee for any reason or no reason whatsoever except for an illegal reason. So an employer can't terminate someone based on their sex or their race or their age or so on. By the same token, an employee can leave a job, doesn't have to have a reason to do it. Unless there's some sort of separate, like an employment contract or something like that. But in terms of what can employers, former employers, tell prospective employers about an employee, they can say a lot.
Because we've always been told, like, you know, hey, when somebody calls and we've terminated somebody because they just weren't good or whatever, did something wrong, keep your mouth shut.
That's right. They can say a lot. However, most companies do not. They know better. They don't want to be sued for defamation or something called tortious interference, where the company interferes with the individual's ability to get a job somewhere else. They can't, of course, disclose information that's protected information, like health information, if someone has a medical disability or so on, things like that. So there's a lot an employer can say, a former employer, but most of them aren't going to say much other than this is the length of time the individual worked here.
They did work here.
They did work here, and perhaps this was their position.
Yeah, all right. Michael, where's Michael at? All right, Michael? All right, pass that microphone, and what's your question?
Hi, what's a good work environment for someone with ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder?
You're looking at it right here.
Yeah.
This is where ADHD lives, right here. You know, and to broaden your question, it's when you're looking for a job, it is important to fit what your natural self is. I went to 5 elementary schools, 5 different countries, and so I've never met a stranger, and I love conversation and everything. To fit yourself into a job that, although I work hard, I don't feel like I'm working. Does that make sense? And so that is an important thing to look at.
It's probably why I work by myself.
Yeah, right. But Bonnie, that's one of the things you do is help try to match people up. And one thing you try to do, Rick, is try to match people up.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. So, you know, when you're looking for an opportunity, you try to answer 3 questions. Can you do the job? So that's skill sets, right? Will you do the job? That's motivation. What really gets you excited? What's going to get you up in the morning? And the third one is, will you fit with that culture? So technology can be used in a very positive way to do a lot of research about an organization and what their culture is. So you need to study what the culture is of organizations and see if that's going to fit with you. But from a discipline selection of whether you should be an engineer or, you know, a ditch digger, you know, it really depends on a lot of other things in addition to ADHD, I think.
Yes, I've been a corporate marketer. Being under fluorescent lights in front of a computer all day didn't work for me. I'm a yoga teacher now. So,
well, that might be good for ADHD also. Calm down, calm, downward dog. Right, perfect. All right, thank you very much. Okay, I want to thank you guys, Bonnie, Daryl, and Rick. You can get their information by going to our site, greatdayhouston.com. Thank you very, very much. We'll have to do this again. It's not just what you say in an interview that will land the job. The nonverbal communication can speak louder than words, actually. Coming up next, how your body language can help you gain the professional edge.